Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ain't Nobody Squeaky Clean. And as always, I appreciate you for joining. This episode is going to be a special one and a little bit different than most of the episodes I've had. Today, I want to talk about something that a lot of people were waiting on, and that was the Michael movie that just dropped. But more importantly, I want to talk about why the world is still fascinated by Michael Jackson decades later. Because this isn't just another celebrity movie. This is about one of the most phenomenal entertainers to ever walk the earth. There are stars, there are legends, and then there's Michael Jackson. So let's be honest. If you were alive during Michael Jackson's prime, you know there has never been anything quite like it. He wasn't just famous, he was global gravity. When Michael moved, the whole world moved. When he dropped an album, everything stopped. When he performed, people fainted. Literal chaos. We're talking about a level of celebrity that social media can't even recreate today. Because now everyone is famous to somebody. Michael, he was famous to everybody. Kids knew him, grandparents knew him, people in every country knew him. That kind of reach is rare, maybe impossible now. But what made him phenomenal wasn't just fame, it was talent, pure, undeniable talent. Let's start with the voice. From a child in the Jackson 5 to the biggest solo star on earth, his voice was instantly recognizable. The emotion, the tone, the energy, the ad libs, one sound and you knew exactly who it was. Then came the dancing. Michael didn't just dance, he created moments. The moonwalk alone became one of the most iconic performance moves in history. One move, one performance, and it became immortal. That's power. I still remember when I was a kid, I would sleep on the couch, and my mother said, "They're on." We were watching Motown 25 on TV. It was probably about 10 o'clock. I mean, 9 something, 10 o'clock. I don't know. I was a little kid. So I remember getting up and watching the performance and rubbing my eyes. And there was a moment in there where Michael performed with his brothers. And then he said, and this is so memorable, "Yeah, I love all the old songs. And I love performing with my brothers." And then he grabbed the mic and that memorable hat and he said, "But what I really love are the new songs." And then they put the beat on for Billie Jean. I mean, I'm getting chills right now thinking about it because it was the setup. Everything he did was perfection. It was perfection. I mean, he just delivered it on time, on cue, and it was just the perfect timing for everything. Perfect crowd, perfect energy. It was just amazing. And we'll never see anything like that again. Mm. Then there's the music catalog. Let's talk about Thriller. To this day, still one of the greatest albums ever made. Not pop albums, but albums, period. Hit after hit after hit. Songs that crossed race, age, geography, and generation. Then Bad, then Dangerous, then History. He didn't just have success, he sustained excellence under impossible pressure. That matters because it's easy to have one hot year, but it's hard to dominate eras. Michael dominated multiple eras. Multiple. And let's discuss performance. Some artists, they sound great in the studio. Some look great in videos. Some have stage presence. Michael, he had all three. And that's rare. If you don't believe me, watch the old concert footage. The command he had over the audience was unreal. He could stand still for 30 seconds and people screamed. He knew suspense, timing, energy, emotion. He understood entertainment like a scientist understands formulas. Every move had a purpose. Every pause meant something. Every look was intentional. Now let's talk influence. There are artists who became stars because Michael Jackson showed what was possible. You can see pieces of him in modern pop, R&B, dance, stage design, fashion, videos, choreography, and global branding. Whether people admit it or not, the blueprint is there. Music videos becoming cinematic events. Michael, world tours becoming giant spectacles. Yep, Michael. Precision choreography tied to storytelling? You guessed it, Michael. And crossing genres and demographics. Michael. He changed the entire business. And that's why this movie matters. Because younger generations hear the name. They know some songs. TikTok, play a few clips here and there, and they'll catch on. But they didn't feel the era. They didn't feel what it meant when a new Michael Jackson video premiered on TV. They didn't sit in the department store while your mom was shopping, watching the making of Thriller with about 10 other strangers as all the moms were shopping around. The kids are sitting there in awe, looking at this thing saying, I can't believe what I'm watching, because we had never seen anything like it. They didn't feel how a whole family would gather around the television just to watch them. They didn't feel the anticipation. They didn't feel the event. This movie has a chance to show that, to capture the scale, the pressure, the genius, the loneliness, the expectations, the cost of greatness. Because being Michael Jackson probably came with a price that most people can never imagine. Phenomenal people often live complicated lives. That's true in sports, business, entertainment. The world loves greatness, but often doesn't understand the burden that comes with it. Imagine never being able to walk through life normally. Imagine being watched constantly, judged constantly, expected to outperform yourself every single time. That's not normal pressure. That's another universe. And yet, through it all, the performances just kept coming. The music kept coming. The moments, they kept coming. And that's why people are excited for this film. That's why I was excited for it. Not just for the nostalgia, but because real greatness always draws attention. People still study Michael Jordan. People still study Muhammad Ali. People still study icons because excellence leaves fingerprints on history. Michael Jackson did that in entertainment. His fingerprints are everywhere. So as this movie drops, it's bigger than a movie. It's a reminder that once upon a time, there was one person who could command the world with music, movement, mystery, and magic. All the M's. It's Michael. A reminder that true superstardom used to feel larger than life. A reminder that talent at the highest level feels different. And whether you loved him, criticized him, studied him, or simply watched from afar, you knew you were witnessing something extraordinary. Final thought. You may never see another Michael Jackson. Not because there won't be talented people, but because culture has changed. Attention is fragmented. Everything moves fast. Nobody owns the moment like that anymore. Michael Jackson owned moments. He owned eras, owned global attention. And that is why people still talk about him. That's why they still debate him. And that's why they still watch him. And that's why this movie has the world watching again. because phenomenal never goes out of style. I saw the movie myself yesterday, and without ruining it for you, I was moved so much at so many different times in that film that it was just amazing to me. It took me back. All the feels, all the memories, how it felt when you first saw him, how it felt when something dropped, when you heard song after song after song after song, nothing but bangers, left and right. You're like, this song is the best song I've ever heard. And then you hear another song that's even better than that. To this day, if you ask somebody, what's your favorite Michael song? I guarantee for 7 days, they'll probably come up with 6 to 7 different answers. 6, 7. It's his catalog is that real. You have forgotten some of the great songs because he had so many, especially when you compile what he did with his brothers first and foremost before he branched out on his own. I mean, the guy was just incredible. As an entertainer, nothing on earth will ever match that. I'm thankful that I was around at that time to witness it because it was something that you just really can't put into words, even though I tried to do it in this podcast. So I strongly urge anyone and everyone, see this movie, watch this movie, immerse yourself in it, allow yourself to envision what it felt like if you weren't there, and allow yourself to jump right back in if you were there. I promise you, it is something to see. And it was a time. You just had to be there. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with someone who remembers that era or someone who needs to understand why Michael Jackson was truly one of one. As always, this is Ain't Nobody Squeaky Clean, and I hope you have a blessed day and a blessed week. Take care.